Is Domtar able to find the workers you need at the prices you could pay that have the skills that you need right now, or is this a problem that you're struggling with?
I think it's a challenge. You know, I'm excited and energized. Our country really wants to have a renaissance, a manufacturing renaissance in our country, which is fantastic. And I've worked in manufacturing my entire career, over 30 years now, and it has been an unbelievable experience. There's just tremendous people that I've gotten to work with. You feel good about the sustainable products that we're producing for our society, and I feel really good about the positive economic impact we have here throughout the Carolinas, as well as across North America. What we are seeing, though, is through the generations, parents in particular, less and less parents are encouraging their children to go into manufacturing. And so we are generally what we consider the employer of choice in our local communities in terms of the level of wages and the benefits that we provide. But that alone, the societal values and expectations have changed, right? And so our facilities, because they're capital intensive, they run 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's not as appealing to today's generation, right? When you want to have a better work-life balance. And so we are having to challenge ourselves and think about how do we alter our shift schedules, how do we make ourselves more appealing to today's generation. They are our future, and so you know, we don't see as many applicants today as we did 10 years ago for the same manufacturing jobs, even though we have the best jobs in a particular rural community. But what we do is we work with other manufacturers. I think we have to work on this together. We work with partners in the states and our local communities as well. And we do a tremendous amount of outreach, in particular through the schools, starting all the way at elementary, obviously focus more at the middle school, high school level, and then obviously very involved with our universities in terms of having interns, cooperative education, entry-level engineering and sales programs for people to enter our industry.
Mm-hmm. Carl? Nice to meet you. Specifically in the Carolinas, paper has always been a large industry along the coast, along the waterways, Bennettsville and Plymouth and North Carolina. Tell me, what's the long-term strategy in the paper business with so many people moving? We're losing farmland and we're losing forests. What is the sustainability model going forward for a place with such rapid growth like the Carolinas?
That's a great question. And you know, I think it begins with we practice sustainable harvesting, and you're exactly right. Probably there's a lot of discussion about that often, and it's the urban development is the biggest threat to our forests. For every tree we harvest, we plant 3 trees in its place, and we ensure we work with NGOs, we work with internationally recognized certification standards to ensure that our customers can feel really proud to use our products and it is being sustainably harvested. From a forest resource availability, and just I would say more broadly, all of the natural resources that we need to use, whether it's water, energy, the trees obviously, we continue to focus as an industry on how we can continue to be more efficient. We were recognized by our industry organization, it's called AFMPA, but a Leadership and Sustainability Award for Domtar. We've started an internal competition to reduce our water usage at our facilities. And oftentimes, water projects are the projects that don't necessarily make the ROI, cutoff there, but it's the right thing to do in terms of really having that forward-thinking view so that our industry is here for the next 100 years. What's amazing at Domtar is we made a transition 3.5 years ago, going from a public corporation to a single private strategic owner who has a 40-plus year time horizon. And it's been really exciting to work with him because what we want to do together is really transition this industry. We've seen here in the Carolinas it's been more of a sunset industry, unfortunately, and really what we want to do is we want to make this a sunrise industry. And if you look at our Plymouth, North Carolina facility as an example, the products that we used to produce there are not needed as much by society today. And so we invested heavily and repositioned that facility to make what's called fluff pulp, which is the main raw material that goes into baby diapers and adult incontinence products. We also made a significant investment at the Marlborough, South Carolina facility to reposition it into what's called the thermal base paper. But if you think about your Amazon box may have 3 labels on it, and there's a paper base in there. And we're the only producer of that here in North America. When you go to Starbucks and you get your cup of coffee and they put on the sticky media with your name and your preferences for your cup, that's another example of thermal. But we're investing heavily. You do have to continue to do that, and I think that's a bit of the challenge in the industry is when you're a public company, and I worked for many of those over the course of my career, there's a lot of short-term, financial pressures. I think the value of working for a strategic, private, long-term focused investor is we can really invest and ensure that we're here for the next 50 to 100 years.